What is new in iOS 14 and iPadOS 14? I have recently installed iPadOS 14 and iOS 14 from Apple's website, and I have installed the profiles onto my iPad and my iPhone. So I'm going to show you what's new, because this is a beta profile and it's going to be the real deal. So stay tuned to the end of the video so you can see what's new. So let's roll up the intro and let's begin the video. If you want to install iOS 14 Beta 2 onto your personal device, I'll leave the link down in this description below. All you have to do is tap the link and follow the steps on Apple's website. So let's now get out of this screen. Oops. And now, as you see, we are greeted with the home screen. And we do our first things is widgets. That's the most noticeable thing about iOS 14. You now have widgets, which is really cool feature, is because when you just like 3D touch or haptic touch, you see there's a plus button. And look what you have all your widgets. Like look how many widgets you have. And I'm gonna give you an example. So let's say I want a widget on podcasts. As you see, we have many widgets. This is like a very big widget. Like I'm gonna show you now. When you do that, as you see, it's gonna go there, and it just ruined my whole. Yeah, never mind. As you see, look how big it is. It's like half of the page. That's really big, but it does give you a lot of information about the device. Then you also have smart widgets, which is also a very cool feature. You have when we go like to Smart Stack, then as you see we have these. This is like a very small size, the size of the widgets which I have now, or you can have for the whole length of the phone, or you can so now let's just add the weather widgets. And now as you see we have many things. We have our music, and you can even make it like to smart rotate, which is also a very cool feature, because at a certain time of the day it's going to do different things, which is really cool. So I'm just gonna take it away, and you can also take these widgets away by just removing the stack. So this is what's part of the widget center. It's really cool. Then when we go away from the widget center, then we do have this. As you see, we also have like widgets, another pair of widgets. It's really cool. As you see, we have our photos, our calendar, weather, maps, everything. Then if we go all the way to the end of the page, so this is my last page, as you can see. Wow, it's not quite. We have our app library, and all of these apps are stacked. It's really nice and organized. It like Apple stacks them for you, and you can also search the app library, and there's all your apps. And then you can also search for new apps, and it's really cool because it saves you a lot of time. And then you can also, for the new search, for the spotlight search, It is now redesigned. It's not like before. I'm going to do a comparison on the iOS 13 and iOS 14 so you can see the proper difference. But this is the new Spotlight search. As you see, it does have has much more information. So let's say I want to search for an app. Let's say message. No, I have the phone. Then it's going to give you all of your apps and all of these, like search in apps and also to search in the web. It's really cool. It saves you lots of time. So now that's part of the home screen. That's all the changes on the home screen. And one more thing that's really cool is over here, when you press on these buttons, it's gonna make it easier for you to move the screen. So now the next thing is, now let's go to the music app, because the music app has changed just like the iPad. So when we go to the music app, it's gonna load up, and then the library is over there. So it's not first gonna go to the library, but now as you see, all of these are restacked, they're different. So we can go to listen now, and it's gonna give you your top picks, your stations, just everything. Like, it's very nice and organized, as you see. So now you can also go to browse. And by browse, there's like all of the artists and like new music, then essentials, then also like some mood music, which is really cool. It shows that they're being serious with this music app. It's really nice. And then you also have just updated everything. You can also explore genres. As you see, all the genres are there. Then top charts and music videos. Then you also can go to the radio. Then by the radio, it has your recently played, then the schedule, then beats, everything. It's really cool. Then and then over here is radio by genre. It's really nice to use, but we're not yet by the nice parts of this video. Then this is our library. It's the same as you see. It's all the same. Then we can go to search, and now you can search in categories. As you see, you can search in all of the categories available. It's really cool. It will make it easier. Then you can also search everything. So now that's it. So now if we're gonna play a song, which I'm going to mute now for copyright reasons. Let's see. Now, as you can see, it is more different. It matches the profile of the song. It does give it a very nice touch, and also if you want to change songs, it will also give you this very nice haptic feedback, which I'm just gonna quickly make a continuous playlist, as you see. And now it's gonna just give you a continuous playlist, which is not showing. As you see, now it's going to give you a continuous playlist. Then you can start playing, and it will give you a very nice haptic touch, as you see. And then you can also go with lyrics. I don't know why it's not showing, but it is a really cool feature for this phone. So now I think we are done with this music app. One of the coolest things of iOS 14 is the back tap, which is insane if you think about it. So it's only supported by the devices with wireless charging. So I'm going to show you what's back tap. So when we open settings, and then you're going to be greeted with the normal settings. Then you go to accessibility. Then you go to touch. Where's touch? Then touch. Then you go all the way to back tap. And now, do you know what's back tap? So now back tap is when we take the phone and we do a certain thing to it. As you see, I set double tap to be screenshot and triple tap to be lock screen. So now I'm going to double tap the phone. And as you see, it's taking a picture. As you see, look, I'm going to double tap the phone. Look how cool that is. And then I'm going to triple tap the phone. How cool is that? And that's a really, really insane feature that Apple has actually done that. I really, really like that feature. The other very cool feature of iOS 14 is sound recognition. So when we go to sound recognition, you can do that. But now, when we go to sounds, you can set what you want to recognize. And then when the phone hears that, then it's going to recognize that for you, which is really cool. As you see, you can switch it off if you want, and you can turn it on if you want. There, when you 3D touch, you can switch on whatever you want. It actually works, like I've tested it, and it's really, really cool. It's a really cool feature to have on an iOS device. I don't know if you noticed, but there is also a new folder in the settings app, and it's called home screen. When you tap home screen, it's going to give you this, and it's going to give you the add to home screen and add to library only if you're downloading a new app. I just said add to home screen because I like it. And for the notification badges, I like it to be more neat, because as I'm going to show you, this is how it looks like without the badges, and then this is how it looks like with the badges. It does make it look a little bit less organized. I kind of prefer the without it. Let me know down in the comments what you like. Believe it or not, but Siri actually has a new interface, which I'm going to show you right now. So when we're going to activate Siri, look, that's her new interface. It's really cool.
I didn't get that.
It doesn't go through the whole screen, which is really nice. As you see, she's just doing her job. Because as I'm going to tell you, I'm going to do a review on I'm going to do a comparison or review on the iOS 13 and iOS 14, what's different. Which this is a really cool feature because it doesn't take up lots of space, but the not nice thing is that you can't do things in the background while it's doing that. I hope that they're gonna change it because it's gonna be very nice. So the other cool thing about iOS 14 is the new call. It doesn't take up the whole screen like the previous iOS versions, which I'm sure you know if you're on an iOS device. It does get irritating. So I'm gonna show you an example.
Tester.
So as you see, you can dismiss the call, as you see, and it will still be ringing, but it's going to silence it. And you can carry on doing your things, which is really, really cool. As you see, you can carry on doing, and you can get back to the call later, but you don't want to, so you just get away from the call and it's still there. As you see, it's a really, really cool feature. And as you know, Apple is very good with their ecosystem. The iPad was also ringing and my watch was also ringing. They were just on silence, which is a really very good example to buy an Apple product. So the other new thing is when we go to phone, and if you want to set this contact up, you can see that it is different than iOS 14. So as you see, it's still the same. Now iOS 14 also has new apps which came out with it, and those apps I'm going to show you right now. There's one app which is called Translate. It came with the new version of iOS. It's really, really nice because this is Apple's version of Google Translate. As you see, you can do that. So now let's test how it is. So we're just going to change that to Bulgarian. Let's see, where is Bulgarian? Don't think there's Bulgarian. Let's see. Oh, there's Russian, but doesn't. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna do it to German because there's no. Yeah, to German, and English. So now let's test how good it is. Guten Morgen, wie geht's? And as you see, it says good morning, how are you? That is good, but I don't know if it's as good in long sentences, which we just have to test it out. Like, ich liebe BMW. Right. We have to tap it. You see, it's fast, it's responsive. I say it's a little bit faster than Google Translate, because Google Translate does take a while to load sometimes. So that's the new app for iOS 14. Safari has also improved drastically on iOS 14, which I'm going to show you right now. So we're just going to open a new tab. Then we have opened a new tab. Then we're just gonna search for something like car. Now what is this? Okay, so it's just going me to that, and now when we tap on this, we can also do a privacy report, and we can also go to the website settings, but that was on iOS 13. This is new. When we go to privacy reports, you can see it says Safari prevents trackers from following you across websites, which is really cool. And then you can also go to trackers, and as you see, it tells you trackers contacted by website. When you click on that, it's going to give you some more information, which is really cool. This is still in the beta version of the software, so it's not going to be as good as the new one, but it's really cool that they have that. Also, the Notes app and the Reminders app does have a new redesign. As you see, when we go over there, it is much more different. As I said, I'm going to do a comparison between iOS 13 and iOS 14. But as you see, it is different. It does look more appealing to the eye. And when we go there, we can't delete it like before. We have, like, let's say we're going to just do that, G. Then we press done. And now I want to delete it, so we just 3D touch it and we press delete. It's no more like before, where you just tap it, like press, there's a little rubbish button, and you just tap and it deletes for you. But of course, if you don't want to, if you made a mistake that you deleted it, you can just go to recently deleted and you can undelete it. And one thing that I just found out right now is that you can pin notes. As you see, when you pin a note, it's gonna go all the way up there for you. That's really, really cool. So then when you also go that side, you also have some more, like there's a rubbish button, then archive, and also to add a contact for family sharing. Then for the Reminders app, as you see, I have no reminders because I don't really use the Reminders app. So this is, see, now it wants the location. I'll just allow. And now when we go to new reminder, we can, I don't know, yeah. Now as you see, it's different like that. It is different than iOS 12. It does have a more bolder look and does look better. So I'm just gonna press it. I did it, and it's just gonna quickly go to I have no reminders left. So that's the new thing about the Reminders app. And also the calendar is also different. As you see, it does look much more, it does look better. It does have more bolder colors. Oh, and I'm just telling you that I have bold colors enabled. I have bold text enabled on my phone because I just like it with a bolder look. So it won't be this bold if you don't have the setting on. So this is what's new in the calendar app. It's really cool. And then over here you can go in the years. It's really, really nice. One other thing is that when we go to the clock, there's no bedtime over here. Remember, there's a bedtime, but now there's a new type of bedtime. As you see, that's our new bedtime. It's called sleep, and that's sleep. When you enable it, it's going to do a certain thing to your phone. When you switch it off, it's going to do wow. going to say sleep well, do not disturb, and it's telling me that I'm going to have an alarm, and all the colors are like very dim for you, so it mustn't distract you. Also, you can change, as I'm going to show you. When you press change, you can see it's going to give you the same things, but when we press edit sleep schedule, it's going to take us there. Then it'll give you the sleep goal and wind down. But one thing about the wind down is wind down shortcuts, and then you can and now while it's on wind down, however it's called, you can choose what app you want to use. It's going to limit the app. It's a really cool feature, so it can allow you to concentrate on your sleep. It's new on the iMessage app. In South Africa we don't really use iMessage, but this is the new iMessage app. As you can see, you can pin contacts, and if you have an unread message, it's going to give you a very nice pop-up. It's really cool. And then you can pin it. As you see, you pin it, and you can also you can mute this specific person and also delete this person. It's pretty cool. And then when we go over there, you also have your known senders, unknown senders. You have new things. If you have an Apple Watch, then this will also be a very nice feature. As you see, if you know the activity app, it has been renamed and has been drastically changed. It's now called Fitness. When you tap it, as you see, it's much more appealing. It's going to give you some trends. It's going to show you your awards. It's really, really cool. Then there's your activity sharing. I used to be sharing activity, but this is my activity sharing. It's really, they're busy paying attention to detail. They're stepping up their game. Then also the podcast app, it looks the same, so there's nothing. They didn't really change it. Yeah, they didn't really change it. It would have been cool if they also color matched the playing now. It would have been cool if they color matched it. It's as you play. Then another feature is also on health. It has been changed because there are some new things on health. As you see, it does look different. Okay, right now we're in sleep, and this is how it looks. It gives you every single thing you want to know. It's really, really a cool feature. Then you also have if you want to browse your activity and all those other things. So I can sense that this is a long video, so I don't think we'll manage to do the what's new in the iPadOS, or maybe we will. So then also when you have the beta version of the of the iOS 14, you get feedback. And since it's the beta version, you can go to feedback and you can give the Apple developers some advice, because there are some bugs because it just came out. As you see, Siri hasn't been activating with my voice, even though it's set up. Because look, hey Siri, it's not activating with my voice. So I did send them a message, so I hope they're gonna fix that up. But that's really it for the what is this, iOS 14. So we're gonna move on to the iPadOS 14. So all of the things that I showed you on the iPhone has changed on the iPad, but since this is a bigger screen and there's also Apple Pencil compatibility, there's just a little bit more changes. So when we get out of here, as you see, you can't have widgets. I hope they change it so you can have widgets. That would be cool because it's a big screen. But you do have this. You can customize however you want. The spotlight search is also different, as you see. It's not like before where it takes up the whole background. And if you don't want to use the keyboard, if you want to do your handwriting, you don't need to type. You just say the hey, and as you see, it's going to be doing that. Then we can go back to the keyboard. It's going to go to the floating keyboard, and you can carry on typing. And if you want to space, it's a cool future. It's gonna get better, I hope. Then you do have some new things in settings. Since iPads don't really support, they don't really support wireless charging, so it won't have the back tap. It's like the iPhone 6s and the 7 won't have back tap. Only the 8, the X, XS, XR, and the later versions, they will have back tap. And as you see by the home screen and box, you can also keep today view on the home screen, just like iOS 13. Not much has changed, but you do have an extra folder on the iPad. As you see, you have Apple Pencil. It's going to tell you the battery of your Apple Pencil, and it will say only draw with Apple Pencil and scribble. And that's a cool feature. Now when we go to the Notes app, I'll just create a new note. Then it's easier for us to scribble. And my voice is getting tired, as you see. I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't see that. I'm going to change the color. Can you see that? As you see, there's now different. It's easier now. It's very responsive, as you see. It's like responsive. It's really cool. So now, same thing, to delete it, you must soft press, because it's an iPad. And yeah, this is what's new in the Notes app for the iPad. Now, finally, after many years, the Photos app and the Music app has changed. And go to the Music app, it is changed. Like, it's now much more better. It finally got the love it deserves, and now it's much more pleasant to use this app. If we play a song, like go over here, recently added, I'll just play a recent song. Okay, I'll just play this. Then, as you see, you can also have the lyrics if you want, or you don't need the lyrics. It is very nice. It's a very nice. It feels nice using the iPad now, the Music app on the iPad, because now you can connect it to your HomePod or HDMI, and you can just let it on active while you're playing music, and you just see this on the TV. It's really cool. Then you do have new things like all this. It's much more easier, because before it was like a little bar there. You tap and then you choose what you want. It wasn't as good as this. Then the Photos app has also changed. As you see, it is different. As you see, you do have all of these different, like you have all your folders over there. It is no folders, like it's just all over here on the side. It's really cool. Then you can also edit. It's a very cool feature from Apple. It makes it very easy for this device to get used. And one thing that I mentioned about the iPhone is that the camera is also different. As you see, it is different. Like, it's gonna give you this little notification. I don't know if you can see it, but it's gonna tell you that the camera is in use or the microphone is in use. It's really, really cool feature. But now this is a little like the iPhone 11. You swipe up or you tap that button there, and you can do the exposure, frequency for them. As you see, this is for your exposure. This is for your filters, not exposure. Then how do you go back? Then you can, yes, original. Yeah, they just had to kind of work on that. And then it's a really cool feature. And then also here you can change it up, I don't know, like that, for it to be full screen or square or full 3. Then the video section, you can finally change the settings from here, like the iPhone 11 HD. You can change the hertz. It's really cool. As you see, this is at its lowest setting, and then this is at its highest setting. Look at that difference. I will do a camera comparison, and one thing that's cool, when you lay it on the table, it switches off. Interesting. So there is some bugs and issues that they do have to fix, but it's a very good start from Apple. Thank you for watching this video. If you have stayed till this far to the video, you're the best, and you're the proper fans out there. Then may you have an awesome day as always, and I'll see you in my next video. In my next video, if you stay till this far, I am going to be reviewing, I'm going to be reviewing the Suzuki Swift, and I'm also going to be doing camera comparisons and a software comparison. So stay tuned and subscribe and turn on post notifications. So other than that, have an awesome day, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.